Okay, hello everybody. Thank you for joining me for some more automotive misadventures. We'll be continuing the Datsun build by slapping this 1.6 together. Got today just about everything to put it together except for turbo and manifold stuff. Also got my girlfriend. She's here helping me out, mercifully. And since the last video I did add a couple things. I put on the serpentine style belt bracket for the AHU style TDIs, so when my stuff comes in I'll be able to have a serpentine belt instead of that big mess of V belts. And I also put a block heater on. It gets pretty cold out here in western New York, and that's going to be a massive help. So today I don't really have too much going off. We're going to just change out the conrod bearings. I'm not going to do a full crazy rebuild of this thing. Conrod bearings, we got stuff to do, put it back together over here. It is going to get head studs, and I think that'll take us a long way to our ideal 100 horsepower build. Since we're going to be messing around with the rotating assembly, I'm going to go ahead and pop off this oil pump. It'll just make things a lot easier. I also have another part that'll be a lot easier to put on with this off, so it makes sense to pull it now. It's stinky.
Cool.
Great. Would you mind grabbing me the magnet fisher? I could probably get that with my hands. There we go. Already earning your pay. Man, you know what that is? That's whatever's coming out of that.
Oh, I thought it was the heater.
No. I'm surprised you could smell it. It smells really bad.
Station. It smells really burnt.
I know. I might have to pop this open just to be sure it's not fried, because it smells cooked. Yeah, it's this. Give it a whiff.
Oh yeah, that smells wicked burnt. It's like burnt popcorn.
Oh my god, I hope not. So for those of you that are interested, the reason why we needed that vacuum pump to be able to do anything, we just pulled that oil pump out right here. This here is a pulley on the serpentine belt, and you see down there we have a gear moving.
Bunch of crap on it.
There is a bunch of crud on it. Let's see if it's magnetic. Well, small miracles, huh? So from there we have our vacuum pump, and the vacuum pump has got a gear, and the gear, if you look in it, has got a little like flathead style thing, and the flathead works on this long shaft, and this long shaft is what powers our oil pump. So without this, you're gonna have no oil. So that's why we needed to do this. So before we go any further on bearings, I'm gonna take off this oil pump and check some stuff in the gears, which once again smell like death. And we got the good book over here. If you don't have one of these Bentley manuals, get one. It'll save you tons of stuff on totally unexpected things, just like this. So why don't you read off for us what we got to do? I'm gonna pop open this.
We have to check if the backlash clearance between the pump gears is between 0.05 and 0.2 millimeters.
I have a sneaking suspicion there might not even be like full gears. We might be dealing with some pieces. I turned it over once or twice and it had a little bit of a
I was gonna say a little jingle jangle.
oh, not a little jingle jangle, but a little bit of kind of thing going on. Another thing that's weird is I feel like this should be sealed with some kind of gasket sealer, and it's not.
This is how to install.
Well, we know how to install. The hard part has already been done. The motor's out of the engine.
Well, I mean, like,
or the motor is out of the car.
it says to put shit on it.
You're in a different section now.
No, it's a continuation of this. To install the oil pump.
Okay, well, we have full gears. Would you mind giving me one of those shop towels? These do look a little buggered up. I'll be the first to admit. Yeah, look at this. We got something.
You need a gasket.
You need a gasket?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to install it back on.
That's a totally different part.
Well, still, I'm just saying that's what it says. Clean the mating surfaces of the engine block and the oil pan, then using a new gasket. Oh wait, that's for the oil pan.
Yes.
But here, the oil pump.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all. Look at that.
Lots of scoring.
Yeah, lots of scoring. All right, let's do this thing. I think I'm gonna be ordering a new oil pump. That doesn't mean we can't get started on this other stuff though. I love this. I love busting stuff apart and realizing that I gotta spend more money.
I just like that the range is so big, the clearance range.
Yeah, that's just one thing.
0.15 millimeters of difference.
All right, what did it say?
It says between 0.05 and 0.2, any greater replace the pump or the gears.
Well, let's go straight to the big side. 0.2.
0.2, yes.
Okay, well, I think technically we're good here.
It's like on this one.
Yeah, it's just saying that when it's closed, you see that there's a little bit, it could rock back and forth. If you take the slop out of it, can I stick this shim in there? And I can't.
Okay,
so I guess these gears would be fine if they didn't have this giant machine groove in them. So now our up down here that we can't exceed is 0.15. And I guess, you know, technically if you want to read the letter of the law, this is a good pump. But I'm willing to bet that stinky smell we got was whatever was ground up in here. Let's just check the quality of this gear too, because that chewed up metal went somewhere. And I'd say it probably straight away. Yeah, this is all marred up. Yeah, this pump is buggered. Well, don't you love that? We got like 5 minutes in before we realized we had to spend more money. Yeah, these are all eaten up. So probably what's happening is stuff is coming off of that. Little bits are getting ground up in here. And I'm sure, you know, I'm sure after that they're going everywhere in the engine. But I mean, this is about the only thing we could take care of. We're stuck with most of the rest of the engine, so. Okay, so no dice on that spare, oh, man. That is not supposed to do that. Okay. Oh boy. Well, that just made a lot more work for us. Shit. Man. I'm just thinking, and I'm sure you can see the dollar signs moving in my brain too.
Bottle lemon.
So here's our culprit here. I really should have taken this out before. This is our main bearing, and this is the one that's got the thrust bearings. All the other ones are just like the conrod bearing. They only have this little bit and not the U. And this is what's supposed to keep it from wiggling. Wiggle. Of course it doesn't wiggle now. Oh yeah. If you see it right in there, it's wiggling. And it's not supposed to, and there's no way the camera is going to pick up on this, but I can visually see it. You see this side right here is all scored and buggered up, and this side isn't. This is what it should look like. And this U should be enough to press down in here and keep it from going from side to side. But as you can see just right there, that's what's getting us our clickety, 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 clickety. So this just went from a minor rebuild to a major rebuild. Yeah, so we got another victim on the bench vise today. What are we doing? Are we gonna do it in millimeters or inches? How are we feeling? We'll do it in millimeters, okay. So here's our good side of this thrust bearing. That looks like 2.09. And we'll call it 2 even. This is a Harbor Freight caliper. 1.9. That's probably supposed to be 2 when it's new. All right, what's this other side? Oh God, 1.6 mil. We'll do it in inches so my brain can actually understand.
What does journal mean?
This is the bearing journal is the spot where this sits. This is the bearing. All right. So 7 thousandths, almost 8. Oh boy. It's like, oh no, that's 10 thousandths. Okay, so this one is 0.075 versus So it's like 20,000 smaller. That's definitely what's getting a tick, 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 tick. So, as irritating as that is, it's nice to be able to have a really definitive, yeah, it's you know, because that's junk, that's good. And that's enough to get our little clicky, clicky back and forth. So, well, we're just gonna have to bust into it even further. So we got all of our pistons out. These are all labeled. And now we got to pull this bad boy off. This is a 19mm hex. And we're doing the old get the belt on it and give her the beans trick. Because this is probably going to be extremely on there. You ready, boss?
I'm ready.
Alright, we're going to just... Oh, crank it down. Hold it down.
I am holding it down.
Whoops. See if you can't get it loose.
I don't want to pull too hard.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to pull hard either. Here, why don't I do it, so if I'm going to twist the damn thing off,
Okay.
it'll be my fault.
You want to hold it?
Yeah. Hello. Hold that. Yeah, put those on.
Would you like some safety glasses?
Yeah, that'd be smart. Get my,
These ones go over glasses.
get my safety squints.
There you go. Alright, and I hold this.
Yeah. Just keep an eye on it, make sure nothing gnarly is happening. Alright. 1, 2, 3. I'm just picking up the whole bugger.
Yeah, nothing's moving. This isn't... Nothing looks like it's happening.
I believe cherry red was the term I heard used. I don't think I'll be able to get it with this little map torch, but we'll get it good and spicy.
The dude's like, yeah, I know these are tempered, but it's whatever.
Alright, this is heated up now, too. This is just begging to be twisted off. Alright, we're gonna call it quits. We're just gonna bring it up with this front plate and everything. Okay, so I undid all the 10mm bolts on the back of this bad boy for the crank seal. And now I'm just gonna try to... I have a sneaking suspicion I missed one. Well, there's this one here. It just isn't gonna come out. Yeah, it feels like all of them. I'll just give it a little wiggle. Be gentle, of course. Okay, there we go. All right, what are the odds this works?
Already did.
I told you we were gonna try to pick it up with this in there, but there's the alignment dowels that we saw.
Yes.
What are the odds that
And
works?
there's that.
We can pull that pulley off if we got it. It'll just suck. Well, my guess is that we need to pull the pulley because, like I said, it'll suck. So that's always a really good bet of what you're gonna have to do in a project. You're gonna be, wow, this is inconvenient. So that's pretty much guarantee the course of action. Oh man, smell this thing as these things come loose. Sometimes you get head bolts or whatever when you pull off a head bolt and it's stinky because of like the torque and some, you know, heat from undoing the bolt. But it shouldn't be this stinky. The TDI I took apart was not this stinky. The D24 even, and that thing was like rotting in the junkyard for a million years, wasn't that stinky.
We have to label these ones too.
Yeah, they might actually be stamped.
Well, yeah, this one says 2.
Yep.
That one doesn't. That one just.
This one says 1.
And that one says Germany.
And this one says 5. And they're all facing, the stamps are facing right.
Yeah, this one says 3. Well, no, this one, the stamps.
It says 2 right, 2 right there.
That one says 3.
It says 2 right here.
2,
1,
3,
2,
7, 8.
4.
That's a 7.
That's a 4.
That's a 7.
4 on this side.
7.
It's a 4. Why would it be a 7? 1, 2, 3.
That is the number 7.
3, 4, 5.
Oh,
Why
it is
would that be a
4.
7?
I didn't see the etching.
It's literally the year upside down, you know. All right, we're gonna lift this. Crack it open.
Tell me when to lip.
Here. Now. Oh, careful. Now. Huh, what's it on?
Probably still some in there.
No.
And if not, there's that one.
There is. I think it's just the geometry. It doesn't want to like swivel. Well, we're being foiled by that alignment dowel. And I don't think we need that much of it, so let's just lop that bugger off. Okay, this is gonna be tough because it's gonna try to chatter. Sweet. Youch. All right, we should be able to pull it up now. Oh, yeah, suck it, Volkswagen. So I got all that out. Got these crank bearings out, and I noticed something a little bit interesting. We got a couple of oil squirters. Oil squirter. Aw. Oil squirter. Oil squirter. So looks like this bad boy at some point lost its oil squirter, which is not good. So we're gonna pull that junk thing out and see if we can't replace it with something. That's great, because I really just had a feeling with everything going on that was not about to come out easy. Well, we'll see. I've never taken a squirter out. It's one of those things that doesn't really break. Except here. Except with my, you know, cheap for a running, expensive for a junk motor. Well, there's some junk on it. All right, let's see if we can't get it out of there. So there we go. There she is. And again, I said I got a parts AHU motor. Let's see if we can't snag one. All right, so, you know, we took the rotating assembly out of this thing. We came across a little problem. And you know what? At this point, you know, screw it. We're stripping it down to the block. Might as well. You know, this was the part that sucked. If I do all this, there's like one O-ring that's reusable and then like one gasket that I have to replace on the oil filter. And at that point, why not? Let's get this down. We'll do it upright, build it up from the bottom. What are you thinking? What would be a good color for this motor? Tell me.
Aqua blue.
Matching the truck?
Yeah, well, that's like a baby blue.
That's not too bad. That kind of's got Ford blue vibes to it.
Yeah, it's like a powder blue.
Personally,
I don't know if that truck was that color.
I don't think so. I think that was just the air filter color.
Yeah.
You know, I've just because of the way the old Rabbit was, I kind of like the idea of a John Deere green block and then a really polished up head.
We have those at work now.
What?
Yeti just released a new line of coolers, and they're John Deere green.
Yeah, they can't even call them green. Well,
They're not John Deere green. They're some, you know, green.
Oh, well, I wouldn't be surprised if John Deere was partnering with Yeti coolers to do that. I always miss the moment whenever I'm recording. I get like frustrated or I'm talking or something like that, and I miss actually pulling the stuff off. Okay, that's everything on this side.
Spiders.
Ah!
Look at that.
Critters.
That's a dead cicada, I think, or like a cicada husk. Cool.
I don't know. There's lots of creatures in there.
Gross. A speeder.
That's not too bad, eh? Oh, there we go, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
lovely fingering technique.
You know the exact meme I'm talking about.
Yeah. How'd you get so good at that? Me.
Yeah. That's where the term finger blasting comes from. Gotta make the torque to get the nuts off. Oh yeah, boy, there we go. Just thought it was something gross. Just going in there and getting it with your tongue or something like that. It's only gonna take the bracket off.
Oh, I thought it was gonna take the stop too.
Nah, we'll get that off though, separate. Here's the other one. There we go. All that work just pissed away.
Yeah, thank God for Germans.
Yeah, thank God for Germans and hiding bolts under bolts. There we go. There's our water pump. Now in here is just a little impeller. Sucks in the water from there, goes, and spits it back out. There's the thermostat in there. You can see it. Alrighty. Onward and upward.
Chunky.
Beautiful. Let's just put that right back in there before I forget. Alright. Okay, these are going to be equal pain in the ass. What do you think we should go for? Oil cooler, injection pump?
The oil cooler, because the bolts are easier to get to.
Figures that only one of these is a 12 point. I have a very sneaking suspicion that is going to...
It's just spinning around there.
It sure is. Well, it's time to go grab the... Trying to get the employment of my good friend. Yeah, you want to be stuck. You won't want to be stuck when I'm done with you.
Voila.
Yeah.
Gasket. Ooh, watch it.
Whoa, sorry about that. Okay. So here's that. This better not be 100% silicone in there, clogging up all this oil. So we had oil trouble in the pump. Looks like we had oil trouble here with all that crap hanging out of it.
Was I right?
Oh, it was a 17.
Okay.
There we go. Yoink that stinker off.
You're holding a 19, so I was right.
You were right. I was wrong on top of wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's an actual like pump puller. Nope, there we go. Now this is the keyway, like I said, so we're just gonna keep an eye out. There it is. That's the key. The key is going into the tray. Keys in the tray. All right, you're gonna pull this pump off. We're gonna start with the back one. It's usually the biggest pain. Come on off. There's also a 17 on the other side to hold it into place. Then we got several other 13s around the pump. Meant to do that. Thank you. There we go. There's our injection pump. This makes the magic happen. It's probably the single most expensive and complicated piece of this engine. Oop, that ruined someone's day.
Another spider.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them. All right, I'm going to paint this one as well, so I'll leave it here. All right, let's pull this off. This thing actually looks junk, so we'll probably replace it. Do have a spare one.
The other one like that, because it doesn't have holes in it.
I know, wouldn't it be nice? Yeah. Okay. I see this has a key on it too. Let's be sure we get the key. It vanished.
I don't think so.
Okay, there it is. All right. It's going in the dish for future me. Okay, well, now we just got to pull this plate off. I mean, we probably don't need to, but might as well. We're here. We can get all the schmoo off that way.
Woo! Just gotta tap that boy off. Mr. Hammer.
First thing that goes well, huh? Schmoo.
That's a lot of crap. There's like half an inch of crap.
Yeah, that's snuck in from here. Okay, well, little miracles. It looks like we at least have cross-hatching down all of them except, do you want to guess? The one with no oil squirter. So, whoops. There it is. No big deal, though. We'll just take a hone and just go in and out there, and we should be fine. I think this time I'm going to take all the squirters off because I have a really sneaking suspicion that someone went down there with a hone and bonked it. Because I can think of no other reason why it would have come off. Anyway, here you go. There's our as stripped down as I'm going to do it block. And probably going to mask this thing up, get out the pressure washer or whatever, and just clean it as much as we can. And we'll decide on a color, the most important part. The fastest component on the engine. And maybe I'll be tempted to buy some rods, who knows. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.